Welcome to Cruise News Central with Joseph.
This week brought one of the wildest, most dramatic cruise stories I can remember. We have an update from the FBI on the unruly man that died on Navigator of the Seas. Also, apparently there's a subset of people that think that Carnival Cruise Line pays employees' salaries purely from gratuities and tips. We're going to find out if that story has any legs under it. Here on Cruise News Central, we get you the cruise news stories like no one else can. My name is Joseph. Let's roll the episode. You know, I'm old enough to remember when cruising meant deck chairs and shuffleboard. Now it's all about technology. People are getting online before they ever get on the ship and booking fancy excursions and drink and dining packages. Cruise lines are all about using technology to get you to spend before you even get on the ship. But this week, one of the busiest of the year, Carnival Cruise Line is having a website malfunction. Let's roll the story. Carnival Cruise Line is having a website problem. They're having a major glitch right in the middle of the busy holiday shopping season. Many customers with upcoming cruises have been unable to use any onboard credit they have for purchases on the website. Carnival brand ambassador John Heald did address the issue and says that the high-ups at Carnival have been informed and are working on the solution. Many cruisers will use some or all of the onboard credit they have to purchase drink, dining, and Wi-Fi packages before ever getting on the ship, as those packages are offered at a discounted price if you buy them ahead of time. Heald did confirm that the pre-cruise drink package price would be honored if cruisers affected by this glitch wanted to purchase it after they boarded their cruise. MSC Cruise Line gets a bad rap from a lot of people. I noticed that there are a lot of cruise YouTubers that make videos with thumbnails and titles that say things like, what it was like cruising on the worst cruise line, when they make videos about MSC. Well, this story might just change your mind. Let's roll the story. A fire that broke out on the MSC Seashore cruise ship last week left some passengers feeling frazzled by the experience. MSC, in a classy move, has offered all passengers on that cruise a 20% off future cruise coupon as a way to make up for any disruption this caused to their vacation. By all accounts, the MSC staff had the fire contained and resolved quickly, and no injuries were reported. I have to say, nice job to MSC on this one. You kept your passengers safe and you cared enough to treat everyone to a future cruise coupon. Sometimes MSC gets a bad rap in the cruise world. What's your experience? If you're watching this video, I'm sure you're aware of the man who passed away after being restrained by ship security this week on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It's just a wild situation with a lot of unanswered questions. There is a piece of information that came out that not that many people are talking about. It really made me take pause, and I'm going to share it with you shortly. But first, we have an answer from Mr. John Heald, the brand ambassador of Carnival Cruise Line, about where our gratuity tips actually go after we leave the cruise ship. I'm not going to say it's a perfect answer, but he does give a little more information than the cruise line CEOs have let out in the past. Let's roll the story. If you really want control over your tips, you can have guest services take them off your bill and directly hand cash to your room attendant and main dining room staff. Do cruise ship companies actually give the tip money we pay in gratuities to the crew? It's an age-old question. Where do those gratuities actually go? The fact that cruise line companies won't answer the question in a direct way only leads to more suspicion that they are actually just lining their own pockets with that money. Carnival brand ambassador John Heald fielded a question about this recently and said, the vast majority of the gratuities are equally divided between cabin attendant and the dining room team, with a smaller portion for those that serve you and those behind the scenes on the Lido deck. Once again, we don't have any real specifics from Mr. Heald's answer, therefore it seems that speculation will only grow. How do you handle tipping on a cruise? Oh yeah, and brand ambassador Heald also made it abundantly clear that Carnival Cruise Line does not use the gratuities as a way to pay their employees in lieu of salary or hourly pay. The tips are in addition to the payment the cruise line provides. Of course. The FBI is investigating after a Royal Caribbean passenger died on board the Navigator of the Seas cruise ship. Laura Emler, a spokesperson for the FBI's Los Angeles field office, told news outlets that the agency responded to the vessel when it docked in the city on Monday and is investigating an incident on board that resulted in death. So here's the thing. In one report I saw almost right after the news broke, it mentioned that the family is saying there was an injection of some kind of a sedative put into the man at some point during the altercation when security brought him down. I want to make clear that I don't have any proof of this injection, and I have no idea if this actually has anything to do with him dying. But what I do know is that shortly after the altercation, the man did die, and there's gotta be a reason for it. I'm sure the FBI will get to the bottom of it, and I'll let you know right here as soon as we find out. Let's roll the story. An out-of-control passenger has died on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas. For reasons unknown, the man was chasing passengers and crew down the stateroom hallway, threatening them and yelling racist obscenities. At one point, the man was trying to kick his way into a room with his steel-toe boots to get at one of the ship's crew. Eventually, the man was taken down by ship security and brought to the ship's jail. It has now come out that within about an hour of being brought to the jail, he passed away. No details are released yet, but there is some speculation about security injecting the man with a sedative and whether or not this is related to his death. For now, details are scarce, but a thorough investigation is underway. What's the sickest you've ever been on a cruise vacation? Let me know in the comments. I'm pretty lucky. The worst I've had on a cruise is a cold. The people in the next story didn't get off so easy. Let's roll the story. A norovirus outbreak on the Holland America cruise ship Zuiderdam that ended yesterday left 74 guests feeling ill on their cruise vacation. The main symptoms of the dreaded sickness are headache, fever, diarrhea, and vomiting. Infected guests and crew have been isolated. Holland America staff has initiated enhanced sanitation protocols in conjunction with the CDC to minimize further transmission, but as a result, boarding for the next cruise departure has been delayed. There have been 9 confirmed norovirus outbreaks on cruise ships this year. Although norovirus is a concern for cruise ship passengers, the overall risk of getting norovirus on a cruise ship is estimated to be around 1 in 5,500. Do cruise ships actually have enough lifeboats for all crew and passengers? Well, cruise ships are required to have enough lifeboats for at least 75% of passengers at full capacity. What happens to the other 25%? Do they just go down with the ship? No, a lot of cruise ships do actually have enough lifeboats for all passengers. But even if they don't, they will always have plenty of life rafts to accommodate everyone. Hey, if you guys like this episode of Cruise News Central, check out this other one that I've got on the screen right now. That's it for Cruise News Central on December 22nd in the year of our Lord, 2024. Always remember, no matter what destination you choose, no matter what cruise line you choose, adventure awaits.
I don't tip when I'm on a cruise. American tipping culture has metastasized into a massive guilt trip on consumers. Employers want customers to feel like the fate of their staff depends on us paying above and beyond the cost on the menu. Not only do they insist we tip more, but more often and in more professional settings. They even impose service charges mandatory tipping and then have the nerve to suggest we tip more.